A vertical mouse? What in the does that mean? All right, welcome back to my channel. So if you know my channel, I go out on Amazon, I go out and try to find weird products like this. And this is going to be a short video because you can only do so much on a mouse. Like I've done a few now. The reason this is actually intriguing to me, and I got one of the cheaper ones, and this is actually, I'll have all the description, all the information, although this does say designed in USA, so probably made in China, but designed in USA. But this is actually an optical vertical mouse, and I'll have all the information down here so you guys can see who makes it and where you can get it. Link in the description. But the reason this was intriguing to me is because I use them and mice a lot, obviously. I'm doing a lot of computers. I'm doing, I have computers all around my room. My wrist actually gets, from carpal or something. I don't have that, but my wrist actually hurts me, sometimes just by having it down on the mouse pad and stuff. Too much of that can cause problems with your wrist. So I actually read some articles and they said this optical mouse here, which I'll show you close-ups. Just stay tuned. I'm going to show you close-ups, how I'm using it, and all that stuff. But this optical mouse is a different way of actually holding the mouse. It's a vertical mouse, so instead of holding it like this, you're holding it like this. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to free up the tension in your wrist. So I wanted to give it a shot. Now I went out and bought one of the cheapest ones. I think this was like, again, don't quote me, I think it's like in the 20s. There's ones that are made way better than this, and they're actually made for people that have real problems. But I wanted to just try because I'm probably not going to use it full time. It's not the best mouse. I just want to go ahead and just see if this orientation really makes a difference. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you the mouse up close, and I'm going to show you over time. I'm going to use it and see, does it really actually help my wrist? Do I feel a little bit less tension in it? And we'll go from there. And I think, I'm excited to see if it does anything. If it's just a there's a lot of good reviews on it. A lot of people talk about it. But is it something that will help you if you have a wrist problem? And even if you use it like once every other time or once a week or something, will free up your wrist, obviously, so you don't develop carpal. Don't know about that. I probably won't be able to tell you that either. But I will tell you how it goes and if it does, help a little bit. So let's get into it. All right, so the mouse I picked up again was just kind of to do a test. So it was a $17 mouse. It's nothing spectacular. It does work on a Mac though, and it does work on a PC. It works perfectly on both, so I tested that out. No problems there. So if you want to try this, it's not a bad option just to give it a shot. Then maybe I recommend buying a better one. The orientation from the top looks like it's a mouse that's kind of tipped over on its side. You can see it here. From the front, it looks obviously the most unusual. It kind of looks like it's just a mouse on its side. You can see it there, but you can see how your orientation of your hand is going to go. On the one side of this mouse, it has basically 3 different buttons that you can program that are 3 different buttons that would normally be on a mouse, and it also has 2 on the top. Here's a better look at the 3 buttons that are usually not on a mouse. So if you like that, that's a good feature. There's a scroll wheel, and then here it is compared to a normal mouse. You can see how it looks. So obviously it's a lot larger too. On the bottom, it does have a place for the USB connection. It's a USB mouse. This particular model is. I'm sure you can get Bluetooth and everything, and that pops out. Overall, though, you can see the orientation. Here it is. It's just an unusual, way to hold a mouse. So let's just go ahead and see if it really did help me. So what I did is I actually ended up using it. Now I'm doing this review afterwards, but I just wanted to show people, when you hold a normal mouse like this, your hand is obviously straight down. So your wrist kind of hits the desk in a certain spot. It's flat. And over time, that can develop the carpal tunnel syndrome, especially by moving your fingers that way. It's just the repetitive action of the mouse. So what I found with this one was, it's just a refreshing change is the way I can put it. So the orientation is completely different. It just felt more comfortable using this mouse than the other mouse. Now, granted, I'm not saying it's better, but I'm saying if you mix it up every once in a while, it just kept my wrist fresh. Holding it, you just have to do it. At first I thought it was going to be very difficult to hold it this way, but over time it actually worked really well and I got really used to it. The buttons over here are pretty useless, but the ones on the top and the scroll wheel work perfectly fine. So what would I say? I would say overall, give it a shot. It definitely helped me out, helped my wrist out, and it made it feel, just refreshed after using it. I would recommend, I'm going to show you here a better one, just maybe you might want to get after this, so check it out. All right, so really quickly, here's the mouse I bought. Now, I don't recommend buying this one probably, but I'll have a link in the description. If you buy this just as a test, that's maybe what I would do. Test it, see if you like it for $17. Then I would go ahead and buy something like this, which is a Logitech MX vertical wireless mouse. You're in it about 90 bucks, but if it does help your wrist, this is, got all the features and chargeable and everything else. This is actually out of stock right now, it looks like, for a little while at least. Long story short, though, it's got awesome ratings and everything like that, so I would pick up up something like this if it really helps, because it could save your wrist long term. So that's just my 2 cents. I mean, check it out, and there's a bunch of other ones in between these costs, but check one out and then get a better one. So using this over time, just every once in a while, I mean, I have so many mice because I do reviews, but I leave, if you just use the USB connection every once in a while and you use it maybe for a week and then go back to your other one, it does seem to help a little bit. It does seem, like I said, the fatigue on your wrist may not be as big. It actually is pretty nice to use. I mean, I never thought I would use a mouse like this. It takes like a day or two to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty free and it actually works really well. So again, I bought the cheaper one. I'm going to have a link in the description. I don't, build quality and everything else, I'm not going to recommend this. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last. It works fine, and it's worked for me perfectly fine. If you want to try it out, maybe try it out with one of these things, and then you can go spend $100 on a really good one, to save your wrist. But at the end of the day, I do like it. I mean, I got to say that it's some technology like this that a lot of people just don't want to try just because it looks so crazy. But it did help. I mean, I'm going to have to do it long term, but I did have some wrist pain because I've been doing it for so long, just using a normal mouse every day for hours. This did help a little bit. I can't tell if it's helping overall, but I can just tell you it did help a little bit. So at the end of the day, give it a shot. It's something that's, in the 20s, very inexpensive. Maybe get a better one after you try it. I recommend it. I mean, I think it's kind of an innovative way to, protect your wrist and to help people that have problems. So, go ahead and buy it if you think it's worth it. Go ahead and check out my channel and subscribe if you can. I make videos, all different types of videos, and it definitely helps me grow the channel. My name's Craig Nidell. You guys see my channel name up there, so subscribe if you can. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.